With one notable exception, humanitarian relief was not forthcoming from the federal government during the lifetimes of the founders. That exception was in 1827 when Congress granted the city of Alexandria $20,000 after a fire destroyed 53 buildings, leaving many people homeless. Now, we all know that Alexandria is now in Virginia, but back then it was part of the District of Columbia, and therefore it was governed by Congress. Even so, federal disaster relief for Alexandria was considered controversial. Congressman and future president James K. Polk spoke for a sizable minority of legislators when he condemned the measure and argued that it set a dangerous precedent. In reality, though, it didn't. Instead, it was Congress's decision to protect the merchants and their business interests rather than to alleviate human suffering that set the precedent that endured in the United States until the post-Civil War era. Merchants benefited from similar legislation after Portsmouth's second big fire in 1806, and so did commercial interests in Norfolk and New York City when major fires occurred there in 1804 and 1835, respectively. Congress took these steps to help merchants in the aftermath of urban fires because cities and their ports, as sites of trade and sources of tax dollars, i.e. customs duties, were deemed essential to the Republic's fiscal and economic health. Hurricanes, earthquakes, and other so-called natural disasters were also common in the early Republic, but relief, if it ever happened at all, was totally locally organized and privately funded. Like Congress, state governments rarely allocated funds for disaster relief.